Good afternoon and welcome to Holker Memorial Field on the campus of Southeastern Regional Vocational Technical High School for this conjunction production of BCA Sports and SERSD Productions. My name is Peter Czymbor, joined alongside my broadcast partner Gerry Rooslet, where today the Southeastern Hawks take on the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. The Hawks enter this game with a record of 3 wins and 4 losses. Bristol-Plymouth enters this game with a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. Both teams fairly evenly matched on paper. And this is the homecoming game for Southeastern, so not only is it a big game for the team in particular, Gerry, but a big day for the school with all the pageantry and festivities, which will take place during the course of this game and at halftime.
Oh, of course. Homecoming, you know it's going to be a big game just because there's a lot of school spirit going around. Everyone's getting excited, and especially the dance after. Everyone's really excited for that. So all that together just makes for a really good crowd.
Southeastern will kick off to begin the game, and Bristol-Plymouth will receive. And kicking off for Southeastern is Tom Merrick. Not sure if it was intentional or not, but to some degree it was an onside kick. Bristol-Plymouth's return man will get to about the 45-yard line. So that is where they will start off, 1st and 10 with 9 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 4 10-minute quarters in Massachusetts high school football. They'll actually spot the ball at the 46-yard line. They'll give him an extra yard than I gave him. We should mention, with this being homecoming, Gerry, you're actually up for nomination to be homecoming king, so you're quite the big deal today, I take it.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that I'm a big deal, but I am one of the only 4 guys who are running for homecoming king, so feeling pretty good tonight.
Bristol-Plymouth pitches the ball out to the far side to begin their offensive drive. On the carry, it's number 26, Justin Ward. He'll be taken down just shy of midfield, and that'll be good for a gain of about 4 yards. They'll spot the ball almost directly at midfield, so it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Bristol-Plymouth. Quarterback for the Craftsmen is number 14, Colin McGrath. We'll be calling his name quite a bit throughout the course of this game. 9 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Second play from scrimmage on its way from Bristol-Plymouth. Ball spotted at midfield at the 50-yard line. McGrath hands the ball off, ball carrier right up the middle, runs into a slew of Southeastern Hawk defenders, but after a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, he's going to be very close to a 1st down. This will bring up a 3rd and short for the Craftsmen. 2 plays from scrimmage, 2 rushing plays thus far for Bristol-Plymouth. So tell us exactly, Gerry, since you're up for the nomination of homecoming king. My high school did not have a homecoming king. I'm a little bit unfamiliar with the concept. I know about it from movies and literature and things of that nature. What is a homecoming king in your opinion, since you could potentially be one?
Well, I don't know. This is my first time running. Since I'm a senior this year, I thought it would be a good idea to do that. And I don't know. I just think you have to be a good role model for students. Not necessarily the greatest academic student, but someone who's just a very well-rounded, polite, someone who's, not a punk.
McGrath on the quarterback keeper right up the middle, good for a 1st down, moves the chains for Bristol-Plymouth. So I take it that you feel that you're a good role model for other students and, quote, not a punk.
Well, I'd like to think so. I try to stay out of trouble.
You succeed most of the time, I'll say, as one of your teachers.
Most of the time. Sometimes I don't find trouble, but it finds me.
Bristol-Plymouth in Hawks territory around the 40-yard line. Ball carrier is going to be stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage, so not much of a gain, if any, for the Craftsmen on that play. This will bring about a 2nd down, and that will be a gain of 0. So 2nd and 10 for the Craftsmen on its way. 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We are still scoreless here in Southeastern Massachusetts. as the Craftsmen now operating out of the I formation with 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. This is the most wideouts they've lined up with thus far in the game. They still go to the ground, however. Ball carrier right up the middle, stays on his feet and is still on his feet despite almost the entire defensive lineup of Southeastern trying to bring him down. That is going to be a first down for Bristol-Plymouth. And I think from the get-go, Jerry, one thing that is obvious to me and obvious to our viewers is that head coach John Parrish for the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen really feels confidence in his running game. They have not gone to their aerial attack just once yet. And outside of that one play where they had no gain, Bristol-Plymouth has not taken a backward step. They've been consistently moving the ball forward and now moving the chains for a second time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Hawks student, but I'm going to give credit where it's due, and that run was a pretty hard run, and not a lot of people can pull that off, so Bristol-Plymouth is definitely going to use that to their advantage.
1st and 10, McGrath tries to air it out over the middle, threw into traffic, incomplete. That was a very risky pass by McGrath. More blue shirts than white shirts in the vicinity before he threw that football. I think I see why they want to run the ball after that.
Yeah, definitely going to be the easier of the two choices.
One thing I noticed at the high school level football, particularly Division III, more rushing than passing. When the quarterback does pass the football, they're almost so fidgety and so nervous they just have a receiver in mind before they even take a look at what options are available to them. And I think that was the case with McGrath on that last particular play, as he did throw into traffic. Nevertheless, they emerged unscathed. 2nd down and 10, same formation, the I with the 3 wideouts. McGrath is going to hand the ball off. That is number 6 on the carry. And that is Malik Wallace. He's taken down rather quickly by a Southeastern defenseman. That's going to be a gain of 1. 3rd down and 9 now for the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. Big 3rd down situation for the Southeastern Hawks defense. If they can stop the Craftsmen here on 3rd down, force 4th down, Bristol-Plymouth more than likely does not have a kicker that could make such a field goal attempt at the high school level. They'd either be forced to go for it on 4th and long or punt the football away. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Craftsmen. McGrath, short screen pass complete, and it appears that the receiver will be pushed back out of bounds. He will probably pick up a few yards on forward momentum, but this will bring about a 4th down for Bristol-Plymouth with 5 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Clock continuing to tick away as we're scoreless in Southeastern Massachusetts. So 4th and 5 now for Bristol-Plymouth. It appears that they're going to elect to go for it in Hawks territory. Jerry, a little bit of a risky proposition for Bristol-Plymouth. This is somewhat of a Bill Belichick move, taking a risk, rolling the dice.
Well, you can't go wrong with New England, except with the weather.
So 4th down and 5, wideout split to each side of the field, just one man in the backfield. McGrath to the near side, looks to air it out, intercepted, and that is going to be picked off by the Southeastern Hawks. I believe that was number 15 on the pick, and that would be Devontae Chandler. Now, did he pick it or did he just deflect it? So no interception, I take that back. Simply a deflection. Probably worked out better for Southeastern. Turnover on downs, and Southeastern gets the ball for the first time in this game, 1st and 10, with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. And the ball will be spotted at their own 23-yard line. No wideouts for the Southeastern Hawks. Nevertheless, they do go to the air, pass complete, and that is number 12 on the reception for Southeastern, Marco Lopes. Richard Alger, number 18, the quarterback for the Southeastern Hawks, seeing a blue number 18 jersey with white numbering. Not quite the same, but a little bit reminiscent to Colts era Peyton Manning. 2nd down and 4. That was a 6-yard gain on the reception for the Southeastern Hawks. The ball now spotted close to the 30-yard line. A little bit of movement, no flags. And that'll be number 32 on the carry for Southeastern, Charles Gerry. And that will bring about a third and very short. So the Hawks on the verge once again of moving the chains, or no, they say he got it as they spot the football. First down, Southeastern. So Southeastern with their first surge of momentum offensively as they accrue their first down of the ball game. First and 10 for the Hawks, ball spotted at their own 34-yard line as they begin the set of downs. Algar looking to pass, once again complete to number 12, Marco Lopes, and he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Algar to Lopes has been a good connection thus far. They're 2 for 2 throwing the football. And that is going to be another first down for the Southeastern Hawks. Back-to-back first down plays for Southeastern. Nice to see head coach for Southeastern, Dan Tripp, showing some confidence in his quarterback and his wide receiving core going to the air early on in this game. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. This time it's Lopes on the carry, and he is going to be taken down shy of midfield, but he'll still pick up a gain of about 4. Gerry, you're a student here at Southeastern Regional Vocational Technical High School. Bristol-Plymouth also is a vocational school. A little bit of rivalry between the two VOTech schools, in your opinion, or is it subdued?
I think there's not a huge rivalry, but there's definitely one standing there. Can definitely hear some smack being talked in the hallways.
Second down and 5 for the Hawks. Ball spotted at their own 49-yard line. They're looking to enter into Craftsman territory, and they do just that. That is number 21, Demetrius Fonsamito on the carry, and that is going to be a first down for the Hawks as the ball is spotted at the 45-yard line of the Craftsman. You know what I wonder about? When I played sports as a kid, up at the high school level, there was no social media. I wonder how much smack these kids talk to one another on Facebook and things like that. You can actually know your opponent more than you ever could before.
It's definitely a factor that I'm sure not a lot of players will take into account.
And big defensive play by the Craftsman as Algar is sacked in the backfield. That is going to be a loss of about 3. So it'll be second down and 13 for the Hawks with the ball spotted at the Craftsman 48-yard line. Yeah, you can't just go publishing strategy on Facebook because you never know who's looking at that.
Exactly. Well, I don't think the players would put anything as far as strategy, maybe plays or anything like that on their Facebook, just because fear of the other team or anyone really seeing it that they don't want to.
Ball was loose, however, Southeastern recovers. That's Demetrius Fonsamito. He had the carry, the drop, and the recovery, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. This will bring about a third down and 8 for the Hawks. Gain of 5 on that last play. Just over a minute left to go in the opening quarter. We're still scoreless here in Southeastern Massachusetts. Beautiful Friday afternoon for football. Gerry couldn't have asked for better weather on this homecoming day.
Oh, of course. I thought I was going to need a jacket in the box, but didn't even need one walking to it.
Third down and 8 for the Hawks. Algar back to pass, looks over the middle, and intended receiver was already on the ground by the time the ball arrived. Not sure if he slipped or if there was any contact made between him and the defender. Nevertheless, there is no flags, and on 4th and 8, the Hawks just may be forced to punt the football away with 34.9 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. And to punt the football away for Southeastern is big number 87, 6'5", Dennis Feely. And it is a fake punt by the Southeastern Hawks. That is Samito And somewhat of a wildcat gets it all the way down inside the red zone of Bristol-Plymouth. And what a roll of the dice that was by head coach Dan Tripp, and it worked out for him, Gerry.
Yeah, that was a really nice run, I'll have to admit. I've known Demetrius for a while, ever since elementary school, and he's always been one of a really good football player, especially when it comes to running through that defense.
Well, unfortunately, there's a flag on the far side of the field, and it looks like this play might be coming back. And it's holding called against Southeastern. And unfortunately for the Hawks, that play does come back. So it will once again be 4th down. And we'll see if the Hawks opt to legitimately punt the football this time or if they try any more chicanery. They do have a lot of substitutions. And they do line up in a punting formation once again to punt. It is number 87, Dennis Feely. And with 8.7 seconds left on the clock, I believe a timeout was called. Did not see a signal of who called the timeout, but the clock did stop with 8.7 seconds left to go in the first, and Southeastern had some time to reset. So 4th and long, they'll punt the football away, presumably, though we did see a trick play. And it appears they will punt it this time. Ball is going to fall around the 30-yard line of the Craftsmen, and the first quarter comes to a conclusion. So when the second quarter begins, it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30 for Bristol-Plymouth, as we were scoreless 0-0 here in southeastern Massachusetts between the Southeastern Hawks and the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. Peter Czymbor and Gerry Rooslet here once again calling the action high atop Holker Memorial Field for this joint production between BCA Sports and SERSD Productions. This is the first time we've done a football game here together, Gerry. We've done some basketball. A lot of fun to be bringing Southeastern athletics to folks in the 9 different districts via television and people all over the world via YouTube.
Yeah, it definitely feels great to be announcing on a sport that I actually know pretty well.
Last year we had a lot of fun covering the Southeastern Hawks, both men's and women's teams in their playoff runs respectively. Both made it very deep in the tournament. Hoping for a successful remainder of the season for the football team as well. So 1st and 10 for Bristol-Plymouth. Ball will actually be spotted at the 31-yard line of the Craftsmen. And the Craftsmen go to the ground. Number 6 on the carry, that is Elijah Jones. He was met very quickly by a Hawks defender and planted into the ground. Picks up a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Craftsmen with 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the opening half. Sun's starting to go down ever so slightly. Stadium lights are on. Still daylight, but I can see a moon up above the trees.
Yep, just starting to appear over the field.
So McGrath hands the ball off. The ball carrier for Bristol-Plymouth going to get very close to the 1st down marker. And this will bring about a 3rd down and short for the Craftsmen. What do you think about the name Craftsman? We've talked a little bit about high school nicknames and past broadcasts that we've done here via SERSD Productions. Hawks, there's a lot of Hawks out there. Craftsman, I think, is somewhat original. I can't think of any other Craftsman teams.
Yeah, I agree. Right when you say it, it automatically know that it's a trade school team. I mean, it goes very well with Bristol-Plymouth, I think.
And as they bring out the measurement, it looks like Bristol-Plymouth is going to get the first down. So they bring out the chains, and it works in favor of the Craftsmen. So it'll be 1st and 10 with the ball spotted at the 42-yard line for Bristol-Plymouth. Now under 9 minutes remaining in the first half. McGrath hands the ball off. Ball carrier's got some room to run. He's going to have the first down and a few extra yards to boot. And that was an excellent run by number 28, I believe, for the Craftsman, Captain Adam Moda. So with that, the Craftsmen make their way into Hawks territory. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. However, a flag was thrown on that play, and it appears that it'll be against Bristol-Plymouth, and this will move them back significantly. It is a hold called against the Craftsmen, and not only will it move them back significantly, it will move them back past what was the original line of scrimmage of this drive. So it is going to be 1st and 15 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the half for Bristol-Plymouth. And Gerry, we talked a little bit about you and your desire to become homecoming king at today's homecoming game. I'm noticing some of your homecoming competition spending some time in the crowd as a short screenplay by the Craftsmen. And this receiver is going to get far more out of the play than I originally prognosticated in my head. Good extra effort by the ball carrier for the Craftsmen, and this will bring about a 2nd down and 7, a gain of 8 on that passing play by Bristol-Plymouth with 8:04 left to go in the first half. Clock stops as he was pushed out of bounds. Actually, they're going to spot it a little bit less than originally, so it's going to be a 6-yard gain on that last play for Bristol-Plymouth, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 now for the Craftsmen. Now, I'm completely objective here, Gerry. You're running for Homecoming King. One of my other students, Sal Ince, is running for Homecoming King. You're both here. I want to let you know that I'm out of this. I'm out of this. No votes from me. I cannot choose amongst my own students. 2nd down and 9. And we have a whistle blow before the ball is even snapped. And it's going to be a timeout called by the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. So 8 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the first half. We're still scoreless here in Southeastern Massachusetts between the Southeastern Hawks and the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. Peter Czymbor and Gerry Rooslet calling the action here on BCA Sports and SERSD Productions. Now, you and Sal are in school. Has there been any smack talk amongst you two as to who is more likely to be Homecoming King?
It's definitely some friendly competition. I mean, he found out that I was running, and so he had the idea to run, and I told him to go for it.
Screenplay attempt by Bristol-Plymouth. It is going to be ruled incomplete as the ball bounced off the numbers of the intended receiver and out of bounds. This will bring up 3rd down. Now, there's a homecoming queen as well?
That's right. I have no idea who it's going to be because there were a lot more girls running than guys were for King.
Now, what's interesting is people hear your voice during this broadcast. I'll paint the visual for them. You're dressed rather dapper. Rather dapper? Is that the way to say it?
Thank you.
You look nice.
I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Some would call it spiffy, but I feel like dapper gives it more justice.
I think dapper is the correct descriptive word to describe how you look on this 3rd and 9 for Bristol-Plymouth. Blitz by the Hawks does not work out. However, they do trip up the ball carrier. He picks up maybe a yard or two. That was a short play, bringing up a 4th down for the Craftsmen. They may be forced to punt as they are in their own territory, so it looks like they will be punting the ball back to the Southeastern Hawks. But you're dressed rather nice. Sal Ince dressed rather nice with a nice collared shirt. These homecoming queens, are they wearing dresses or anything? Where are they? I don't see them.
I'm not sure. they might be showing up later. Some might be getting some finishing touches on whatever their dresses are, or maybe something on their hair, but you never know because they don't really have to be here until halftime.
Well, they got 7 minutes and 10 seconds to figure out their hair situation, if that is the case. Beautiful punt by McGrath for Bristol-Plymouth, and the ball is going to be spotted inside the 30-yard line. That's where the Southeastern Hawks will start over offensively for the first time here in the second quarter. 7:01 left to go in the first half, and we are still scoreless. Now, how is homecoming king and queen determined? Who votes?
I'm pretty sure that it's administration votes, or it might just be staff votes in general. But speaking of homecoming king and queen, another homecoming king contestant just walked up, Michael Ward.
I can just see the comments underneath us on YouTube now. Go to this time in the video. He says my name, and that's what Michael Ward's comment is going to be. Southeastern goes to the ground for the first play from scrimmage on this offensive drive. That's going to be a gain of Samito on the carry, and he probably picked up about 6 yards on that run. So it's going to be second down and a long 4 for the Hawks with 6 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the half. Hawks wearing high pink socks due to it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the month of October as they go to the ground offensively on this play, and not going to get particularly far as Marco Lopes is stopped in the backfield. So a little bit of a loss on the play, bringing about third down. So 3rd and 7 on its way for Southeastern. And Southeastern looking to air it out wide open and off his fingertips, incomplete. That pass was intended for Devontae Chandler, and Richard Alger had him wide open all the way. Unfortunately, Chandler just unable to make the grab. That would have been one for the highlight reel. Incomplete, however, bringing about 4th down. 5 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the first half, and with Southeastern in their own territory, it looks like they'll send in the punting unit, and Dennis Feely will kick it away once again. And a little bit of a low snap. Feely really gets himself into some issues, and the ball is going to be recovered inside Southeastern Hawks territory. I shouldn't say that Feely gets himself into issues because he was trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Not a particularly good snap, and reaping the rewards of that will be the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen, as they have an excellent spot to begin this offensive drive deep into Hawks territory. The ball is going to be spotted, I shouldn't say deep, but it's going to be spotted at the Hawks' 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bristol-Plymouth with 5 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the half. This could be Bristol-Plymouth's best opportunity to get onto the board before the half, as we're still scoreless here at Holker Memorial Field. Takes over at 35-yard line. And hand off to number 28, Adam Moda. And they're going to give him 1 yard. So it'll bring about a 2nd down and 9 for Bristol-Plymouth. Moda on the carry once again to the far side, cuts into the middle. He's going to have a 1st down and much more. He'll get inside the 20, and this will bring about a 1st down situation for Bristol-Plymouth inside the Hawks' red zone. So the offense of Bristol-Plymouth making the most out of the hand that was dealt to them of getting an excellent spot to begin off this drive offensively. And they'll have first down and 10 from what appears to be the Hawks' 18-yard line. And Bristol-Plymouth goes to the ground again, and an 18-yard touchdown run, courtesy of number 6, Elijah Jones, puts Bristol-Plymouth on the board 6-0 with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the first half. The offense of Bristol-Plymouth, Jerry, making the most out of that situation. They get the ball in Hawks territory within a few plays, an 18-yard TD run, courtesy of Elijah Jones, where he pretty much went untouched. Excellent job of blocking by the Bristol-Plymouth offensive line.
Like I said before, you definitely have to give credit its due.
And Bristol-Plymouth will attempt an extra point. It looks like Mike Oliveira will be attempting the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 4 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the first half, 7-0 is your score. Bristol-Plymouth with the lead, and Southeastern's offense will be taking over momentarily with a chance to answer back. Well, if you're head coach Dan Tripp for Southeastern, one thing you can take solace in is that Southeastern's offense has been moving the ball rather efficiently throughout this game. Unfortunately for them, they just haven't been able to put any points on the board just yet. And after consecutive first downs, they ultimately just can't keep the drive alive and keep it going. If they can finish what they start and continue on with that consistency of moving the football, they should be in good shape. They only trail 7-0 with 4:16 left to go in the half. Jerry, did you play a lot of football growing up?
I actually grew up in a household where my dad coached football. And
your dad was the coach for South. When I played for West, I remember your dad, when he came in for parent-teacher conferences, I said, where do I know this guy from? And then it hit me. A little bit of a fake reverse by Southeastern, and Samito will be taken down, and a flag flies as he is hit. So we'll get the remainder of your anecdote about your football upbringing in just a moment, but I'm curious to see what this flag is about. Was there a little extra hit after the return man was already going down?
I'm not sure. I didn't notice it. I was too focused on Demetrius's amazing run that he just had.
Well, it's actually going to go against Southeastern. It's a hold, and that will push the Hawks back, or a block in the back, rather. I saw the flag thrown initially when the tackler made contact, and I was thinking to myself, I did not see anything illegal with his tackle, and there wasn't. It was against Southeastern. So 1st and 10 for the Hawks from within their own 20. Jerry, growing up in a football family.
Yeah, grew up. Dad was a football coach. Both my brothers played. My brothers are much older than me, so I wasn't really around to see them play. First, didn't really like it. Tried it. After that season, didn't try it again until I was a little bit older and got a little bit bigger. And I would say I enjoyed it much more because I wasn't just a little pipsqueak running around on the field anymore, because I was pretty short until about 7th grade came around, and then I shot up real quick.
So 2nd down and 3 by the Southeastern Hawks. Ball now spotted at their own 23-yard line. And they go to the ground. On the carry for Southeastern on that particular play was, I was going to say Samuel Pike, but I did not get a good look at him as he went back to the huddle. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. 7-0, you score Bristol-Plymouth on top. And it'll be a first down. The ball spotted at their own 26-yard line. And Lopes on the carry, takes it to the near side out of bounds. Prior to that last play where Southeastern got a first down, and by the way, that's going to be a very good run courtesy of Marco Lopes, a gain of 8. It's going to be second down and 2. During part of that play, they were playing a rap song, it appeared, that sampled the old NBA on NBC theme song. And I must say, amongst instrumental songs that get me pumped up, I don't think there's any other song out there besides the NBA on NBC theme song from the mid-90s that gets me excited.
I think we might have actually had this conversation before about how much you think that song is a great athletic anthem.
We did. We did, as a matter of fact, during basketball season. Lopes on the carry once again, bringing about a third and very short for the Hawks. However, this is the first time I can ever recall there being vocals over the music. So it looks like someone sampled the music and decided to rap over it. I'm not sure if the lyrics were good or anything. I just love hearing that music. Do you remember? I'm sure I gave you this information when we talked about it on a previous broadcast. Who composed that song?
Couldn't tell you that I remember.
John Tesh. Do you know who John Tesh is?
Couldn't say that I could.
The old anchor of Entertainment Tonight in the 90s, as another carry courtesy of number 21, Demetrius Fonsamito, on third and short for the Southeastern Hawks. And with that, it moves the chains. First down, Hawks. With 2:01 left to go in the half, Hawks trail by a score of 7-0. When you heard that music come on NBC, Jordan the Bulls, Ewing the Knicks, Saturday, 3 o'clock. It was just that right there. That was some good marketing. First and 10 for the Southeastern Hawks. Alger looking to air it out over the middle, picked off, intercepted by Bristol-Plymouth. That's Elijah Jones on the interception. He had the 18-yard touchdown run earlier, drops the football, ball was loose. Who recovered? It appears that Bristol-Plymouth will retain control of the football. So Bristol-Plymouth, offensively for the second consecutive time, will start off in Southeastern Hawks territory. They lead 7-0 over the Hawks with $1:23 left to go in the first half, and another excellent opportunity for the Craftsmen, as the ball this time is going to be spotted at the 29-yard line. So starting off in your opponent's territory at the 29, not a bad way to start things offensively.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I almost forgot that in about a minute and a half, I'm going to find out if I'm homecoming king or not.
This game's so exciting.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. It's something that I was thinking earlier. You know, with a high school game, it's always going to be a game that's fun to watch.
Nice defensive play by Southeastern's number 51, Matt Frucci, the sophomore, as he takes down the ball carrier in the backfield for a little bit of a loss. Yeah, a lot of people would agree with you with that sentiment, Gerry. Sometimes at the amateur level, high school, college, much more fun to watch games and action-packed than you often get at the pro level.
I think the reasoning for that is probably just the whole maturity level of the player. You're going to see a lot more risky moves in more amateur levels, and you're going to see those amateur moves turn into, I don't know, like what we saw earlier with almost the entire defense running the runner off the field.
So we have a timeout called with 50.5 seconds left to go in the first half. 7-0 you score, and it's Bristol-Plymouth on top. And Gerry, I think you're absolutely right. I hear this argument more often than not in regards to NCAA basketball being more exciting than NBA basketball. You get more interesting skill sets amongst the players because only the best of the best can make the NBA. At the college level, you get some good players, you get some average players on the whole grand level. And when you mix those average players in for each team in with the really good to great players, it can create some interesting dynamics where sometimes defense is more lackadaisical at the amateur level than it is at the professional level, making scoring more frequent and more exciting. And sometimes, like you said, it's just risk reward. Sometimes you see some more freakish stuff at the amateur level that turns out spectacular. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. 2nd down and 14 for the Craftsmen. And they'll look to air it out. McGrath has an open receiver. And that is caught at around just past the 25-yard line. So this will bring up 3rd down for Bristol-Plymouth as they call another timeout with 38.3 seconds left to go in the first half. Head coach John Paris knows what he's doing. His team's up 7-0. He wants to use their timeouts wisely and efficiently in the final minute of the game with them having the ball in Hawks territory. He'd like to go into the locker room, and when you're out here finding out whether you're homecoming king or not, he wants to know that his team has a 2-touchdown lead. We'll see if they can do it and see if the Hawks can hold them.
Less than a minute left, and it's getting pretty intense.
Screen pass by Bristol-Plymouth. McGrath connects to Jones. That's going to be short of a first down. Not only is it short of a first down, actually a slight loss on the reception. So on 4th down and about 7, Bristol-Plymouth will go for it in Hawks territory. Big 4th down situation for both teams. The Hawks do not want to give Bristol-Plymouth any more breathing room here in the first half. Craftsman looking to air it out. Across the middle. Incomplete. And with that, the ball turns over on downs. Hawks take over in their own territory with 23.8 seconds left to go in the first half. Gerry, Hawks down by 7. Ball in their own territory. They take the ball back offensively. Do you take a knee, play it safe, head into the locker room knowing you're down by 7? Or do you try something a little bit crazy?
I don't know. I think it all depends on that connection with the quarterback and its runners.
Richard Alger, the quarterback for Southeastern, has a good arm. Almost hit Devontae Chandler for big earlier on in the first half. We'll see if head coach Dan Tripp elects to try anything like that once again. However, the formation that they've come out in almost indicates that they will kneel the football. Or no, they will not. They will pitch the football out, and on the carry will be Marco Lopes, close to a first down. You knew it wasn't a passing play as there was no wideouts. It almost looked like that tight running back, kneel the football formation, but that was not the case. 2nd down and 1 with the clock stopped. 11.1 seconds left to go in the half. 2nd and 1 for the Hawks. Lopes once again on the carry, has the first down, but that's not exactly what he's looking for. He's got some room to run to the 30, to the 50, to the 30. And he's going to be taken down inside the 20, and an excellent run by Southeastern to close out the first half. However, time does expire, and as both teams head into the locker room, the score remains 7-0 in favor of the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. So Craftsmen 7, Hawks 0 at halftime. We'll have second half action for you coming up. However, right now, it's my broadcast partner Gerry Rooslet's opportunity to find out if he is homecoming king or if someone such as Sal Ince or another contestant was able to defeat you. Gerry, best of luck with that, my friend. Stick with us here on BCA Sports and SERSD Productions. And we bring you back to second half action between the Hawks and the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen, and a fantastic kickoff return courtesy of Demetrius Fonsamito for the Southeastern Hawks. So the Southeastern offense will take over well into Bristol-Plymouth territory. Peter Czymbor and Gerry Rooslet calling the action high above Holker Memorial Field, where as we begin the second half, the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen with a 7-0 lead over the Southeastern Hawks. That 7-0 score coming courtesy of an 18-yard touchdown run by Bristol-Plymouth's Elijah Jones, coming late in the first half, and the extra point by Mike Oliveira. 1st and 10 now for the Southeastern Hawks as they start off at the 34-yard line of the Craftsmen. And it'll be a quarterback keeper by Southeastern. So as our viewers did see at halftime, as this second down situation comes up for Southeastern, Gerry, you did not win a homecoming king. However, you got a fairly nice consolation prize, second runner-up. That's not bad.
Well, I mean,
you're in it to win it.
Well, you always have to be in it to win it, otherwise you never go anywhere. I wouldn't say that I'm upset with not winning, but I'm kind of upset with
no counseling needed Monday morning, right?
What?
No,
I won't need.
No. Okay. Well, I had a great idea at halftime after the homecoming king and queens were announced. The homecoming queen, if you didn't catch it, was Mariana Pereira. Homecoming king is Demetrius Fonsamito. So as we have 1st and 10 now for the Hawks, ball spotted at the 23 of Bristol-Plymouth. And they go to the ground once again. It is number 21 on the carry from 23 yards out, heading into the end zone for a touchdown. That's Demetrius Fonsamito, who is in fact the homecoming king. So I said to myself at halftime, let's get the homecoming king and the homecoming queen up in the booth to do part of the broadcast. And Gerry, you say to me, well, the homecoming king is Demetrius Fonsamito. He plays for the football team. I said, well, he probably cannot broadcast his own game. I said, well, let's get the homecoming queen, Mariana Pereira. You said she's a cheerleading captain. She's out there cheering. So I said, well, you know, that idea didn't really work out. We have you here, the second runner-up, but you know what? We also get the first runner-up. We'll bring in Sal Ince to the broadcast as Southeastern has just completed a 23-yard touchdown run and will attempt a 2-point conversion for the lead to make it 8-0. And squeaking into the corner of the end zone will be the homecoming king himself, Demetrius Fonsamito. So Demetrius Fonsamito has had himself a pretty good past 15 minutes. He's named homecoming king, has a 23-yard touchdown run to begin the second half, making it 7-6 in favor of Bristol-Plymouth. Then he gives the Hawks the 1-point edge with a 2-point conversion with a 2-yard run into the end zone, making it 8-7 for the Southeastern Hawks with 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. He's having himself a very good past 15 minutes, and I now welcome into the broadcast the first runner-up for homecoming king, Sal Ince. Sal, I don't know if you heard how he got here. I said, let's bring the homecoming king and queen into the booth.
Yep.
And one's on the field playing, one's on the sidelines cheering.
Definitely.
I said, we'll just have Gerry in. I said, wait a minute, Gerry's the second runner-up. Let's have the first runner-up here, and that is you, Sal Ince.
Yeah, it feels great. I'm happy I won. I might have not got king, but at least I'm first runner-up. I'm just here to have fun. That's all.
I asked Gerry this in the first half. I said, you guys are in class together, in my class. I have not noticed any hostility or animosity amongst you two. I've noticed everything very friendly. That has not changed with the results being known, has it?
Of course. Me and Gerry are cool. We always will be.
I think that when I referred to you as being first runner-up, that's why we had to bring you in over Gerry. I noticed a slight look on Gerry's face of Mrs. Simple. Why'd you say that?
I don't know. I mean, it's all good. We're just here to have fun.
Well,
Southeastern
right now with the lead 8-7, enjoying the evening in terms of the pageantry, enjoying the evening in terms of the football game. You guys still have a dance to attend.
Yes, sir.
So this is just a fun-filled day here at Southeastern Regional.
Definitely. Always fun here.
Well, Sal, I want to thank you so much for joining me here in the booth. Any final words for our viewers and our listeners before I let you go in regards to this game, homecoming king, the festivities of the day, and the forthcoming dance?
Southeastern's a great place to play football. We're always winners. As for homecoming and king, congratulations. As for Runner-ups, YOLO. You only live once.
That's Sal Ince. If you visit him at Metro PCS on Main Street in Brockton, he'll sell you a phone. Thank you so much, Sal. We'll bring
Thank you.
Gerry Rooslet back into the conversation as Bristol-Plymouth has the ball second down early on here in the second half. Southeastern with the 1-point edge. Gerry, you still look nice. I'm going to let you know.
Oh, obviously. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the best dressed here. There is one person that I saw that was dressed a little bit better than I was, though. Not sure who it was, but
there was one person, though.
There was one person who I'm not going to lie.
And that is Elijah Jones on the carry for Bristol-Plymouth. Flag comes in after the play. We'll see what that is all about from the lead official in the white cap. And that is going to be a chop block called against Bristol-Plymouth. That is going to bring that run back with 7:47 left to go in the third quarter. I had to bring Sal in, didn't I, Gerry? It was only right in the pecking order, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I think it's right to get us all on, but it's too bad that the other contendants left early.
It's unfortunate I can't get them on. The king and queen, one's on the field, one's on the sidelines doing their thing. You know Demetrius, you mentioned in the first half. You've known him since elementary school. Good dude?
Yeah, I'd say he's definitely a funny guy, always trying to make people laugh.
Certainly a guy deserving of homecoming king.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's a well-rounded student. I'm pretty sure, as far as I remember, having classes with him when we were younger, was pretty good in his classes.
And that is an excellent run by number 33, Andrew Lefebvre, for Bristol-Plymouth, as that was a second down and 17 for the Craftsmen, and he is going to get the Craftsmen within 2 yards, so a 15-yard gain made a second and very long, now a third and short. So Demetrius Fonsamito, good guy, we've established that. Mariana Pereira, homecoming queen, deserving of her accolades as well.
Sure, I'll give her accolades. I just don't really know her enough to touch up on anything specific.
And handoff up the middle by Elijah Jones, and that is good for the first down. So Bristol-Plymouth continues moving the chains with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Gerry, this game right here being broadcast BCA Sports, SERSD Productions, our official YouTube channel, youtube.com/SERSD Productions. You, like myself, reside in Brockton. You can watch this game as many times as you'd like as it replays over and over throughout the weekend.
Yeah, and when you say over and over, you really mean over and over.
How many times will your dad watch?
How many times does my dad watch the games?
How many times will he watch this because you're broadcasting?
I don't know. He'll probably watch it once just to see how the teams play up here at this level.
We've got a second down situation on its way for Bristol-Plymouth. .5:33 left to go in the third quarter, and Bristol-Plymouth goes to the ground once again. This will be good for another Craftsman first down. Well, offensively, Southeastern came out of the gate here in the second half, guns a-blazing. 23-yard touchdown run by Demetrius Fonsamito, which gave them ultimately the 1-point lead. But right here, it's all Elijah Jones for Bristol-Plymouth as he's taken down inside the 5-yard line. This will bring about a first and goal situation for the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen. What I was getting at, Gerry, was that strong start out of the gate for Southeastern offensively. However, slowly but surely, the offense for Bristol-Plymouth has answered back quite well as they're on the verge of punching one into the end zone and retaking their lead with 4:53 left to go in the third quarter right here.
Yeah, Southeastern definitely was ready right out of the start of it on this half of the game, but it seems like Bristol's trying to catch up.
Now playing across the stadium is the stadium staple of Rock and Roll Part 2, the Hey song. We're going to do the Hey Together part soon, or no?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask that.
Well, you knew I had to put you on the spot, make you feel silly. I'm good at doing that in class, am I not?
Yeah, definitely a whole silly factor going on in the class. But I think that's any day with a class like ours.
So on 2nd and goal, Craftsmen inching closer towards the first down marker, or the touchdown marker rather.
On the topic of our class being silly.
Oh boy, where could this be going?
Oh, someplace you don't want it to.
I don't know where it could be going, but if I don't want to go in there,
for our viewers watching at home, you might not know what our announcer Peter Czymbor looks like.
Oh, they do, I'm sure.
He very, very closely resembles a fictional character, Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, it is 100% true. You just like to deny the fact.
You know what? Director Ben Lindy down the truck says that's not true. They think I look like a fictional animated character from a children's movie. I disagree.
I don't know. I definitely see it, especially now that you're trying to grow that little facial hair.
You know what's amazing about this, Jerry?
Down.
Down in the truck, I can hear the directors in my headsets. The director says, nah, nothing like that. And now there's a discussion about various Ice Age characters and various animated characters I could potentially look like down in the truck. Thank you for sparking that. 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. And we've got Bristol-Plymouth on a 4th down situation. It is a do or die here, and McGrath finds himself in a lot of trouble. This could be a big defensive play by the Southeastern Hawks, and indeed it is. Turnover on down. The Hawks will take over in their own territory with the lead, 8-7. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Sid the Sloth, you kids. So the Hawks offense taken back over. We have number 18 taking the field once again, Richard Alger.
Maybe we should explain the story of how our class got our nickname.
See, when you said it was a story that I don't want them to know, I thought you were going to the fact that sometimes on Friday afternoons with my acoustic guitar, I play and the class sings along to the Rebecca Black song Friday.
Yeah, no, I try not to think about that.
Oh, it happens.
Yep.
You've been a part of it.
I have, but I do not see myself being a part of that at any time in the near future ever again.
4-yard gain by the Hawks, 2nd down and 6 with just over 2 minutes to go in the third. Class nickname. What is the class nickname?
You tend to call us every now and then your gentle snowflakes.
That is true, and you want me to tell the anecdote of how I got that name.
Exactly.
Lewis Black, comedian, has a comedy routine where he talks about each and every individual person is nothing alike from another person. There's so many individual characteristics that make themselves, and everyone is their own gentle snowflake. And I don't know why I thought that was funny. And the next day I came to class and I said, listen up, my gentle snowflakes. And to his credit, it made you guys laugh.
Yeah,
so it was funny.
It definitely did.
$1:20 left to go in the third quarter. Clock continuing to tick. 3rd and short for the Southeastern Hawks as they continue, or they attempt to keep this drive alive.
And it seems to be some sort of raffle going around on the stands on the southeastern side of the field. And it looks like there are pink ribbons on the printed onto these tickets for the raffle, and I'm guessing they're doing some sort of charity for breast cancer.
Yeah, it looks like with Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they have a 50-50 raffle where proceeds go to breast cancer-related charities as the Hawks pick up a first down. So 1st and 10 for Southeastern, with the ball now spotted at their own 30-yard line, less than 40 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You know, that would also explain, if people didn't know that already, why our team happens to have pink socks on all of our players.
And flags fly after that tackle is made. I think that some Bristol-Plymouth players made a little bit of extra contact after the ball carrier for Southeastern was already out of bounds, but that's not the call. It's going to be a hold on Southeastern, so I was incorrect in my initial assessment. Holding on Southeastern, and that is going to bring Southeastern back some. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Gerry, you mentioned the high knee pink socks being worn by these Hawk players. This Sunday, NFL football, the yellow flags that the referees throw to indicate a penalty are going to be pink.
I did not know that. I think that's kind of pretty cool.
Even cooler was that it was a suggestion by a grade school student somewhere in America who hand wrote the letter to the commissioner. Saw the letter and said, that's actually not a bad idea. And is actually bringing the kid out to a game on Sunday to present the officials with the pink flags here on 1st down and 20 for the Hawks due to the holding penalty. And they go to the ground. They have a lot of ground to make up, and they're going to make it up and then some. This could potentially be a 70-yard touchdown run. And it is. 70-yard touchdown run by the Southeastern Hawks. Excuse me, 80 yards, as I was thinking about the original spot of the football prior to the holding penalty. And that is that our homecoming king once again?
I think it was.
Demetrius Fontsamido with an 80-yard touchdown run late here in the third quarter. And flags fly upon the two-point conversion attempt as the ball is snapped. We'll see what this call is all about. If I'm Demetrius Fontsamido, I'm telling my parents to buy a lottery ticket tonight. He's too young to buy a lottery ticket of his own. But in the past hour, that man has been named homecoming king and now has a combined 103 yards on 2 touchdown runs in the third quarter alone. If that guy does not go home tonight and say, who's the man, then he's the most humble person that's ever lived.
I really don't know Demetrius as that much of a gloater. I mean, sure, he's going to get a little excited about all this, but I don't think he's that much of a person to rub it in.
Well, Southeastern is able to redo their two-point conversion attempt, and an interception is thrown. So 14-7 is your score. Southeastern on top with 10.4 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
There's Mariana, if you want to get some time with her.
Should we interview the homecoming queen? The homecoming queen has made her way into the press box. We'll have to grab her for a few words at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So Southeastern kicking off the football back to Bristol-Plymouth. Return man for Bristol-Plymouth will take it to around the 45-yard line where he's taken down. And that is where the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen will take over with just over a second left to go in the third quarter. And as the third quarter almost coming to a conclusion, we welcome into the broadcast booth our homecoming queen, Mariana Pereira. What a broadcast we've had so far. We've had the first and second runner-ups for homecoming king, and now we have the homecoming queen herself, Mariana Pereira. Mariana, welcome to the broadcast booth. How's the last 30 minutes been to you? You are homecoming queen.
It's been great. I'm very glad to win homecoming queen.
How did you feel upon the announcement that you indeed are the homecoming queen?
I was very shocked. I wasn't really sure if I was expecting it.
You weren't sure if you were expecting? You didn't think you were going to win?
No, I didn't. You're right. I didn't. Not at all. But I'm very glad that I won.
So you were surprised, but pleasantly surprised?
Yes, very.
Tell us what homecoming queen means to you.
It means that I was given the honor to support the school and to stand up there and honored. I don't know, I'm just very excited.
Well, it looks like the third quarter is going to be coming for a conclusion. The final play of the third period will be a rushing play courtesy of Bristol-Plymouth. Maybe a first down on that play, and as Mariana Pereira whispers to me, she has to go. She's the cheerleading captain. She has to go lead some cheers. I almost said that wrong. Continue to do so. Congratulations.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, welcome back our regular broadcaster on color, Gerry Rooslet. That was nice for her to take some time from her cheerleading duties and her homecoming queen duties of announcing the winner of the 50-50 raffle to join us here in the broadcast booth. A good night by all so far, Gerry.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And definitely a athletic anthem here that we have going on now, Dropkick Murphys.
Shipping up to Boston.
Exactly.
You know, I say a good night has been had by all, and I say that in past tense, but the truth of the matter is for you students, you've got a dance to go to after this. The night is not over.
That's true, that's true. I'm looking forward to this, like, a lot.
Are you going to be getting your groove on?
I might be. I might be a little bit, just a little bit.
Do you think Mr. Czymbor gets his groove on sometimes? Think I'm good on the dance floor?
Can't say that I've ever seen you dance.
All I'll say is if Nicki Minaj's Starship comes on, it's all over. First down by...
I'll make sure to tell the music guy that that doesn't happen. Yeah, Santa's, no Starships.
So first and 10 for Bristol-Plymouth.
Don't do it. You might start dancing.
I've just been told, but the broadcast partners just talked to the gentleman in charge of music here not to play that particular song I just mentioned because you do not want to see my dance moves.
And actually, the man conducting this music tonight is wrestling coach Steve Sentes.
Steve Sentes, who was on a SERSD Productions broadcast last year doing a wrestling meet. I have to say, I never had been to a high school wrestling meet before. That might be the coolest high school sport. We got to do more of those once the wrestling season
gets
going.
And you definitely got to see some really good wrestlers last year.
Oh, we get to see some guys at the state and regional level. Southeastern's wrestling program is renowned as it's second down and 11 for Bristol-Plymouth. And a flag flies as the ball carrier is taken down after a few yards to the near side. And one fan in the crowd yells holding, and that gentleman would be right. Not only did he yell holding, but before the referee indicated it was holding it, but after the referee indicated it was holding, he said, it is, to indicate that he was right. So he's very happy that he saw that hold and wants to let us know it. And we commend him for that, and hopefully he saw it again on this broadcast, which will run throughout the weekend.
Yeah, like I said earlier, these high school games definitely fun to watch, so our fans must get really into it.
So that hold is going to be a 10-yard penalty. It is going to be second down and 21 for the Craftsmen. So I formation by the Craftsmen. Just one wide out to the near side. And we saw some movement, as that is going to be a complete pass by the Craftsmen, and they'll get back past the original line of scrimmage, well short of the first down. A flag did fly. There was movement on the line. Now the question is, did the defense jump, or were they forced to jump because of some flinching going on in the offensive line? False start or offsides? And it is going to be offsides against Southeastern. Penalty is declined due to that Bristol-Plymouth was able to accrue more yardage on them rushing the football than they would have as a result of the penalty. So it's going to be an automatic first down. So 8 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the game. 14-7 your score. Southeastern is on top. Bristol-Plymouth finding themselves in a good situation, however. They find themselves inside the Hawks' red zone. Hawks are up 14-7. So 2nd down and 7 for the Craftsmen. And ball loose, perhaps? I didn't see it come loose, but I heard folks in the crowd chant that it was loose. Nevertheless, ball carrier not going to get very far for Bristol-Plymouth, and this will bring about 3rd and 7. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Southeastern on top. 14-7 is your score. At the end of this game, Jerry, we will give out our SERSD Productions game ball. And it's Elijah Jones on the carry for Bristol-Plymouth, and I think he just may have the first down as he goes to the far side, turns the corner. We'll see exactly where they spot the football. I thought he had it, but he's actually going to be well shy with where they spot the football. So it is going to be 4th down and 3 for Bristol-Plymouth with 6:12 left to go in the game. By the way, the SERSD Productions game ball that we award is a title and not an actual game ball. So if anyone's expecting a football on this team, don't come seeing me in class Monday. I will not have one for you. But I will have a compliment for you, and that is the accolades and that come with the title of being the recipient of this metaphorical ball. And flags fly as the ball is snapped. Elijah Jones takes it to the far side, is met by Southeastern defenders. And that is going to be offsides against Southeastern, and that gives Bristol-Plymouth a first down inside the Hawks' 5-yard line. Oh, no. They don't move the marker. It's still 4th down. And we have a timeout called by Southeastern, so it'll remain 4th down. 5 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the game. 14-7 is your score. Southeastern on top. In this game, Bristol-Plymouth got on the board late in the first half with an 18-yard touchdown run, courtesy of running back Elijah Jones, followed up by a Mike Oliveira extra point to make it 7-0. Southeastern would take the lead very early in the second half with a 23-yard touchdown run by Demetrius Fonsamito. He also had the 2-yard run for 2-point conversion, making it 8-7 in favor of the Hawks. And then later on in the third quarter, Samito with an 80-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion no good, so the score remains 14-7 with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the game. So 4th and short for Bristol-Plymouth. That's good for the first down and good for the touchdown. Number 28, Adam Moda from a few yards out. Makes this a 1-point game, 14-13. And the extra point for Bristol-Plymouth is on its way in an attempt to make this a tie game. 5:53 left to go in the game. 14-13 is your score. Southeastern hanging on to a 1-point lead, a lead that may be there no longer pending the outcome of this extra point attempt, courtesy of Bristol-Plymouth. We saw kicker Mike Oliveira go 1 for 1 in his lone extra point attempt in this game, coming in the second quarter today.
Let's go, D. Handoff, trying to take it to the outside.
And no extra point attempt, 2-point conversion attempt. And Bristol-Plymouth is able to convert. It's Adam Moda again. And with that, Bristol-Plymouth takes the 1-point lead. 15-14 thanks to that Adam Moda touchdown run and Adam Moda 2-point conversion. 15-14 is your score. 5 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the game. And Southeastern's offense will retake the field no longer with the lead and not with the game tied, however trailing by 1. Been a very close, competitive, and action-filled game thus far, Jerry.
What was that?
It's been a very competitive game thus far. Not much has separated these teams at any point in this game, and now 1 point says it all.
Definitely have to agree with you on that. It's been back and forth the entire game.
I must say, Jerry, up here in the press box at Holker Memorial Field, nice accommodations. This is a very modern, nice press box for high school sports.
Definitely have to agree with that. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be like this on the inside. I thought it was just going to be a couple windows and we were going to be standing, but no.
The last time I watched a football game being played in the stadium, Gerry, we're probably going back to 1993, 1994, when my best friend Dave Meyer's older brother Doug Meyer played for the Southeastern Hawks. In that game, I recall he caused a fumble with the ferocity of one of his tackles, and Southeastern won that day. And that was an afternoon game. I'm not so sure they had lights at the stadium at that time. I believe that the stands were made of wood at the time, were not the aluminum that you have. And this press box was not here, because I do remember being in the way of the cameraman's shot at one point, and him telling me to make sure I ducked or sat down so I was not in the way. And it clearly was not this press box. So a lot of change to Southeastern since then, and a lot more changes coming to this school. A $30 million renovation project. Lots of construction going on at the school, making the school's facilities far better in the upcoming years. And just a lot of positive things moving forward, Gerry. A lot of positive things moving forward here at Southeastern Regional. You're going to have to come back and visit. You're a senior this year. You'll be graduating, but you've kind of seen a lot of the stuff in action.
Oh, well, I'll definitely be back at the school after I graduate. I'm looking at helping out with some of the other classes during the 9th and 10th periods.
So you're a proud Hawk.
I'd say that, yeah.
Southeastern goes to the ground. And this will bring about a third down situation. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the game. Southeastern trailing by 1, 15-14. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. Offsides called against Bristol-Plymouth, however. And this will work in favor of the Southeastern Hawks, making it 3rd down and 3. Or 2nd and 3 as they replay 2nd down. And Southeastern goes to the ground. This time it is Marco Lopes on the carry. And that's going to be good for a Hawks first down. Has the crowd been getting bigger as this game has gone on, Gerry, as people will be going to the dance afterwards?
I think it has been. Slowly people have been dwindling in from the parking lot, and it seems like the crowd's actually getting pretty large now.
What time does the dance start? Game started at 5. What time does the dance start?
The dance starts at 7, but I'm guessing the majority of people aren't going to show up until around 7:30.
Got to be fashionably late.
Oh, yeah.
Southeastern moves across midfield into Bristol-Plymouth territory. I remember when I was 16 years old, I wanted to show up fashionably late to a girl's Sweet 16 party. It started at 6. I show up at 6:45, and I was the first person there. Because apparently her entire family was notoriously late, and they didn't show up until 8. And she told me you should have called ahead because I would have told you my family's never on time for anything. 2nd down and 2. And Marco Lopes picks up the first down for Southeastern. Hawks moving the ball very well downfield as they attempt to reclaim their lead late in the game as they trail Bristol-Plymouth 15-14. I'm not so sure my high school had dances. They had like proms and stuff, but I don't know if Brockton High School had dances. And if they did, they were few and far between, and I didn't attend.
Yeah, it seems that all my friends from Brockton who go to Brockton High are shocked at the fact that we have a homecoming.
So 1st and 10 from the Bristol-Plymouth 40-yard line for Southeastern. No wideouts in this very condensed formation. Samito breaks the initial tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and he's going to be very close to a 1st down. Demetrius Fonsamito, just a fantastic athlete, Gerry. First 2 defenders that tried to take him down just couldn't. The little engine that could.
Yeah, Demetrius is definitely one of the better players on the field right now, and I think he's definitely showing that off tonight. Being homecoming king must be giving him some sort of different fuel.
First down, Southeastern as they go to the ground again. New set of downs to work with inside Bristol-Plymouth territory. Head coach Dan Tripp must be happy with that. So 1:45 on the clock, 2nd down and 6 for Southeastern. They trail Bristol-Plymouth by 1. Gerry, your gut feeling in terms of momentum for Southeastern. They are in Bristol-Plymouth territory, moving the ball very efficiently, nearly in the red zone. Do you like the way this is going?
I definitely like the way this is going. I think they have a very good chance at taking the lead on this one.
Third down and 4 for Southeastern. This will be a big 3rd down situation for the Hawks as Richard Alger accepts the play call from the Southeastern coaching staff. And that run is going to be good for another Hawks 1st down. So a new set of downs for Southeastern to work with as they move inside the red zone with 1:16 left to go in the game. This could work out just perfectly for Southeastern if they were able to score within the final minute of the game, retake the lead, and not give Bristol-Plymouth much time to answer back. Of course, they must get into the end zone for that scenario to work out, and they have not done so just yet on this drive. But it will be 1st down and 10 with it appearing that the ball will be spotted around the 16-yard line for Southeastern. First and 10, Gerry. Ball spotted at the Bristol-Plymouth 16-yard line. 1:16 left to go in the game. Southeastern trails by 1, 15-14. Very condensed formation. No wideouts for the Hawks. They go to the ground. It's Samito on the carry, dragging defenders behind him. Very athletic and quick, but I think it's underrated how powerful he is. He's broken tackles today, and you saw him just literally drag a defender.
Yeah, this kid definitely has not only a lot of power, but a lot of heart. But I don't know if you know, but like a lot of our students in shop, he is also a musician.
I was unaware of that.
Yes, he actually is quite coming from someone who doesn't quite like the rap genre of music. He is a very good rapper.
Next time I see Demetrius Fonsamito in the halls, I will ask him to bust some rhymes. 36.2
I really
seconds.
wish you didn't say that.
Why? I'm going to ask him. You know I will.
Yeah, I know.
I don't lie, Jerry. Yeah, there's one thing you know. That's happening. So timeout called with 36.2 seconds left in the game. Head coach Dan Tripp choosing his timeouts wisely in the final minute of this ball game. Flags fly as Alger looks to the end zone, intercepted. Let's see if this was a free play and was on Bristol-Plymouth. If this is against Southeastern, this could be disastrous for the Hawks. No signal from the Whitecap just yet. Hawks players, fans, and coaches holding their breath, hoping this call is against Bristol-Plymouth. Well, the call was against Southeastern. Penalty wisely declined by the coaching staff for Bristol-Plymouth. And the Craftsmen will take over deep in their own territory as they have a 15-14 lead with just under 30 seconds to go. The interesting thing is Bristol-Plymouth can't just take a knee right here, Jerry, and call it a day. They're backed up so far in their own territory with the ball at their own 2-yard line. They've got to run a play, and this will give the Hawks an opportunity to either strip the ball, make a fumble, tackle the ball carrier in the end zone for a safety. A lot of opportunities, or a few different options for Southeastern. Obviously not as many as they would like, but they're not dead in the water just yet. 15-14 your score. Bristol-Plymouth with the ball. 29.8 seconds left to go in the game. Bristol-Plymouth with a 1-point lead with the ball on their 2-yard line. If there was ever a time for Southeastern's defense to be incredibly tenacious, now is that time. And as I said, he probably would not be able to take a knee. He found a little space to do it, Jerry. And with that, it appears that on the football field, the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen will spoil the homecoming of the Southeastern Hawks. Your final score from Southeastern Massachusetts: the Bristol-Plymouth Craftsmen defeat the Southeastern Hawks by a score of 15-14 in a very close, competitive, and entertaining game. Jerry, your thoughts on how this game went down?
I think obviously very close game on both sides, back and forth the entire time. I mean, look at the score. One point difference and you're down at 14, 15 points, you know it was a really close game. Both teams fighting really hard to get that win, but all in all, it ended up not being the Hawks, and Bristol-Plymouth came out with the win tonight.
We'll do a quick scoring summary. The first half closed up with a 7-0 lead in favor of Bristol-Plymouth, courtesy of an 18-yard touchdown run by Elijah Jones and an extra point by Mike Oliveira. Southeastern answered back in the second half, courtesy of 2 touchdowns by Demetrius Fonsamito, one from 23 yards out, the other from 80 yards out. Southeastern at one time led by a score of 14-7. They made one 2-point conversion, did not convert on the other 2-point conversion attempt. They had the 14-7 lead, and then in the fourth quarter, a 2-yard touchdown run from Adam Moda for Bristol-Plymouth, followed by an Adam Moda 2-point conversion, gave the Craftsmen the 1-point edge, 15-14, and that is where we stand. Your final score once again from Southeastern Massachusetts, Craftsmen 15, Hawks 14. Good entertaining game, good entertaining day. We saw the coronation of homecoming kings and queens. The students now have a dance to go to, and Bristol-Plymouth is going to have a very happy ride home with their victory. Gerry, any final words for our viewers before I let you go?
I think I'd just like to say, everyone going to the dance tonight, have fun.
Special thanks to all of our crew today, Ben Lindy, Aaron Tebow, Newbie Rizzo, intern Maria, and the SERSD production staff, Kurt Springhetti, Joe Braley. For my broadcast partner, Gerry Rooslet, I'm Peter Czymbor. Thanks for watching. Your final score, once again, Craftsmen 15, Hawks 14. We'll see you next time. Thank you.